I got myself...
Tea with honey?
Thank you so much. An iced tea with honey. Nice. I don't know what's happening these days. I'm not really drinking that much coffee. Just a green tea on ice, with a little bit of honey. So refreshing. It's quite early. I'm here at Baked, which is it's a chain. But I love it. I discovered it first when I was in Uluwatu, and I thought it was this cute little local cafe. It's just a chain. But that's okay. Because they do an amazing scrambled eggs, and I love their scrambled eggs. It's quite a controversial that I'll show in a second, because it's quite runny, and apparently people have an issue with that. I love it. I think scrambled eggs should be a little bit runny. Right? It's funny because literally in my last video I spoke about intermittent fasting, and I do most days, but I woke up today and I was just ravenous, so hungry. I think it's because I had dinner late last night. Whenever I have, and it was like a carby dinner, not to demonize carbs by any means, you'll see in a second, I love me some carbs, but I do think if I have carbs late at night, I do wake up starving, and then it gets into this vicious cycle. And you know what? Today I'm entertaining the vicious cycle. Today I'm entertaining it. I'll show you in a second. I've ordered some extra sourdough on the side, and last time I did that, they served me a whole fucking loaf of bread. But yeah, just some scrambled eggs on toast to start the day. Get some work done. I'm feeling a little bit stressed. I'm trying to get as much stuff done as I can and not procrastinate. I've got quite a bit of sorting out to do for my trip. Turns out there is quite a lot to organise. I'm seeing family, which I'm super excited for. I'm seeing so many friends, which I cannot wait for. And then obviously, I've got the wedding. And I just need to make sure that all the outfits are planned, that all the laundry is done in time, that I buy all the bits that I need to buy before I leave, that I get my hair done, maybe my nails, maybe my feet. A little bit of a spa day before I leave. There is always a pre-Bali departure list, I feel like, for me anyway. Because the treatments here are so good. And I've got my people and I trust them. And honestly, you think someone in London would cut this? No. I vividly remember my barber telling me, if you get a mullet when you're there, I'm never going to cut your hair again in London. And I was like, fair enough. Alas, she's here. Thank you so much. That's perfect. Thank you. Oh yes. Do you know what I mean about the extra loaf of bread? That's actually mad. Oh, this looks so good. Check this out. I cannot wait to dig into this mountain of bread. I don't know what they put in this bread here, but it is phenomenal. I'm just going through some last bits from some of the chapters. And in the last chapter, chapter 10, I give tools on how to make relationships work. And it's kind of 3 categories. It's A, how to listen, B, how to talk, and C, how to repair or apologise when you inevitably mess up one or both of those. One of them is obviously rupture and repair. And in here I've got the anatomy of a repairing apology. And I'm curious, what do you think an apology needs? What makes an apology valid? Because there's definitely ways to apologise that is the furthest from what an apology could or should be. Have you ever had someone say, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way? Thanks. That's such a sweet apology. I wanted to include these in here because especially for men, and especially for gay men, their attachment styles make it quite difficult to get an apology out of someone. one that feels genuine and meaningful. And obviously you can get into the attachment theory behind why that is, and most men being avoidant, and underneath avoidance being this defectiveness wound, essentially. And if you were to take accountability for your actions, it would mean that you're defective. And because that's a really painful thing to admit, many people can't actually apologise and take accountability. It's important to understand the difference between intention and impact. I've got some honourable mentions in here, like what's the difference between boundaries, rules and expectations, what's the difference between transparency and honesty, agreeing versus validating, impact versus intention. I think these are important to get right, because just because you didn't mean to hurt someone doesn't mean that you can't take accountability for having done so. So what does an apology need to include to actually be meaningful and to repair the rupture caused? I think it's fascinating. I fucking love relationships. I love dating. I love human psychology. It's just so fascinating to me. And what's most important for me to kind of get across is that these are all skills. They're all skills that you can learn. It's not like you're either born having these things or knowing how to do them, but you have to learn how to do them. And I think that's really empowering, because otherwise you just say, well, that's just who I am. That's just what I'm like. And you don't have to be that way. You can be. You don't have to change anything. But if you want to improve the quality of your relationships or your friendships, I think it's worth looking into practicing and improving those skills. What skills do you think are important to master when it comes to relationships? What have you learned or had to learn? What have partners helped you learn? And what do you think is crucial? I think the most crucial thing is to actively listen. It's to communicate needs without blame, and knowing how to apologize. Those three will get you a very long way. On another note, I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, and it's a reoccurring conversation I keep having with men, and one that I've had with myself for years. He asked me, because he knows that I'm in this field and I'm very in touch with my feelings, and he asked me, so how do you actually feel your feelings? What do you mean? Because I said to him, like, hey, just sit with your feeling. Just sit with it. He was like, well, how, what do you mean? And I said, the first step is to allow yourself to feel, to validate the feeling that comes up. Whenever you notice your mind kicking in, telling you, oh, I shouldn't feel this way, that's super important to notice, because it's essentially your mind censoring what your body is allowed to feel, what you are allowed to feel, what you should and shouldn't feel. Oh, I shouldn't feel sad. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't it? Why doesn't it matter? Why shouldn't it matter? What if you just accept the fact that you feel X, Y, and Z, and just validate it and see what comes up, rather than just dismissing your own feelings? Part of why I write this book is because everything that we expect of other people, we need to be able to give it to ourselves first. And you have so many people complaining about dismissive avoidance and how they dismiss feelings and how they don't care about their partners and their partner's feelings. You have to understand that they don't even validate their own feelings. It starts with you. If you tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way, if you censor your own feelings, how would you expect yourself to be able to validate someone else's feelings? It's just not possible. So if you want to get in touch and feel your feelings, the first step is not censoring your own feelings. Not saying things like, oh, I know better, I shouldn't feel this way. It's not that deep. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it does matter. Get a little bit curious and see what comes up if you were to say, yeah, maybe I am feeling sad. Maybe I am feeling a little bit disappointed or taken advantage of. And I don't like that. I don't like what the other person did because it hurt me. Or I feel extremely happy. Like those are most often than not the problem. Like having positive emotions is barely ever censored. But funnily enough, the negative ones that we deem negative, we almost apply self-censorship. Which is why shadow work is so interesting. Which is why attachment work is so interesting. Inner child healing, everything that I write about in this book, I'm putting it in for a reason. It's like an instruction manual on how to get in touch with yourself, how to connect with yourself so you can better connect with others. That's the whole point of it. But yeah, it starts with you and connecting with yourself. Try it. See what happens.
And just sit for a moment with the eyes closed. Eyes can be open as well, as long as they're down and not wandering around space. If you'd like a little bit of homework, it's really worth reflecting a little bit on where in your life you feel stuck.
Just finished a yoga class at the Mission, which is this studio here in Pereira, in Bali. That just opened up a couple of weeks ago, and I've been before, and I loved it so much. So I went back and did the most amazing vinyasa flow. 1.5 hours of pure connecting to my body. I've now come to the beach, my favorite place. Times. I know I always say everything's my favorite place, but I don't go to that many places, so every place that I go to is actually my favorite place. It's like a little beach hut, and it's literally right by the beach. How nice is that? Weather is alright today. I think I'm gonna do a little beach walk after my coconut. Just some rehydration after yoga. And I'm also treating myself to a fruit salad. I don't know, I'm just hungry today. It's not even, what time is it? Like 11? I think I'll come back here later actually, because I'm doing a coaching session. And it's going to be sunset. So we'll do it literally here on the beach. It's a nice coaching session to do. I'm looking forward to that. It's a good Monday. Right. Spa appointment is booked. Hairdresser appointment is booked. I need to run to the pharmacy. Laundry is taken care of and hopefully arrives in time tonight because I'm flying earlier than I thought I was tomorrow. So I need to finish everything today. Let's go to my favorite place to calm down a little.
Good night.
Good night.
We do. Yeah, we do. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just do like a crazy sale and just
Yeah. Because otherwise, like, yeah, I'm not thinking.
I will never understand why I always have to leave it to the very last minute to pack. Okay, I potentially have to leave some space in here just in case I want to put my jacket. No! Okay, I need a jacket. Is that gonna fit in here? No! Fuck, this is a big one too. This is the big problematic one. She is heavy. The problem is, I'm gonna go to Singapore for the day, and it is humid and hot in Singapore. Will I need it though for London? Potentially not. If I put that in here, also this is gonna be way too heavy. I need to have the outfit for now sorted, which is this, which I guess is gonna be my Singapore outfit. And then I need to check this, which means I have to have chill airport plane, socks, underwear to change. Yeah, sure, that seems right. And then we have journal, key, AirPods 1, AirPods 2, which are gonna go in this bag. I literally need to leave in 5 minutes. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Beautiful. 1, 2, power bank. All right, this is it. I will get my car and then I'll speak to you in Singapore.